Good day, everyone. Today we are going to discuss the psychoanalytic social theory of Karen Horney. Her last name should be pronounced as Horney and it's not Horny. She was born in Blankenese, Germany, a small town near Hamburg, in 1885. She described her father as a strict disciplinarian, while her mother is less strict but is domineering and irritating. She was the youngest of the second family of his father, so basically they are the second family, and their family is described as a little bit complicated. Karen dealt with depression early in her life, and her first experience was during her teenage when her closest brother stayed away himself from her. This caused Karen to be depressed and deal with it throughout her life. Karen was intelligent and ambitious, but she believed that she was unattractive, so she decided to devote herself to school, believing that she could be smart if she couldn't be beautiful or attractive. She began her medical school in 1906 at the University of Freiburg Medical School, wherein this university admitted only few women, and Karen was one of them. Later on, she attended the University of Göttingen and lastly the University of Berlin. In medical school, Karen studied the psychoanalysis. She went on to marry a law student named Oscar Horney in 1909, but the sudden death of her mother and then her brother in 1911 and 1923 was extremely difficult for her. Aside from that, her husband's business failed and he became ill with meningitis soon after. Because of this, Karen became increasingly dissatisfied with her marriage and recognizing that her husband had a domineering, authoritative personality similar to her father. With this, Karen dealt again with depression, and in 1926 she left her husband, and in 1927 they divorced. Later on, she moved to the United States of America with her three daughters, Bridget, Marian, and Renee. In here, she became friends with relevant or prominent intellectuals such as Henry Stock Sullivan and Erich Fromm, and she began to develop her theories in psychology.
The neurosis is a condition characterized by the unconscious drives and the experience of anxiety. It is a term used to refer to the anxiety-related conditions generally. The term neurosis has been used since 1700s. In 1980, the diagnosis was removed from the DSM-5, also known as the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. But the term is still often used to describe a behavior that is related to stress and anxiety. Karen Horney suggested that people possess a number of neurotic needs that play a role in driving behavior. In her 1942 book, The Self-Analysis, she outlined her theory of neurosis, describing a different types of neurotic behavior as a result of overusing coping strategies to deal with the basic anxiety. According to Horney, basic anxiety and therefore neurosis could result from a variety of situations. She suggested that as children, people often have experiences that contribute to neuroticism, including the following: excessive admiration, injustice and discrimination, isolation from other children, lack of respect for needs, lack of guidance, lack of warmth, overprotection, parental arguments or hostility in the home, too much or too little responsibility, and unkept promises. Karen Horney's neurotic needs can be classified into three categories. The first one was the needs that move people toward others. These neurotic needs cause individuals to seek affirmation and acceptance from others. People with these needs, often described as needy or clingy, as they seek out approval and love from others due to insecurity to themselves. The second one was the needs that move people away from others. This neurotic needs creates hostility and antisocial behaviors. These needs are often described as cold, indifferent, and aloof. because they are seeking self-sufficiency and independence. Then the last one was the needs that move people against others. These neurotic needs result in hostility and a need to control other people. These individuals are often described as difficult, domineering, and unkind due to childhood abuse or they experience being neglected. Neurotic people tend to use two or more of these ways of coping, which then creates conflict, turmoil, and confusion.
So, according to Karen Horney, there are 10 neurotic needs. Well-adjusted individuals use these three coping strategies, the towards, away, and against others, shifting focus on the internal and external factors. So what is it that makes these coping strategies neurotic? According to Horney, it is the overuse of one or more interpersonal styles. So the first neurotic need is the need for approval and affection. This need includes the desire to be liked by others, to please other people, and to meet the expectation of others. People with this type of needs are sensitive when it comes to rejection and criticism and fear the anger or hostility of other people. The second need is known to be the neurotic need for a partner to take over one's life. People with this need have an extreme fear of being abandoned by their partner. Oftentimes, they place an exaggerated importance on love and believe that having a partner will resolve all life's trouble. The third need centers on the neurotic need to restrict one's life within narrow borders. People with this type of need prefers to remain inconspicuous and unnoticed. They are undemanding and content with little. They do not wish for material things and their needs are not priority but secondary, and they are undervaluing their abilities and talents. Next is the need for power. According to Horney, people with this type of needs seek powers for its own sake. They usually praise strength and despise weakness and will exploit or dominate other people. However, people with this type of need fears personal limitations, helplessness, and uncontrollable situations. People with neurotic need to exploit others view others on what they can gain through association with them. People with this type of need generally pride themselves because of their ability to exploit others, and they are focused on manipulating other people to obtain desired objects, including things such as ideas, money, power, and sex.
Number 6, the need for prestige. They are the individuals who value themselves in terms of public recognition and acclaims. Sila yung mga taong takot na mapahiya publicly and takot din silang mawala sa social status kasi nakakahiya yun para sa kanila and gusto nila yun, nare-recognize sila ng ibang tao. Number 7, the need for personal admiration. Individuals who have this are narcissistic and have an exaggerated self-perception. Yung standard nila sa sarili nila is gusto nila yun yung nakikita ng ibang tao sa kanila. And sila din yung feeling superior and ayaw nila yung napapahiya publicly kasi hindi nila yun matatanggap. And gusto nila yung nare-recognize sila, kino-compliment sila ng ibang tao kasi yun yung nagbo-boost ng confidence nila. Number 8, the need for personal achievement. Sila naman yung mga tao na go lang ng go, gusto nila nag-achieve more and more, greater and greater kasi ito yung nagiging resulta ng insecurity nila sa sarili nila. Kasi gusto nila yung gusto nilang mag-achieve more and more and malampasan nila yung na-achieve nila before and takot din sila na baka mag-failure sila sa activity nila, ganoon. And number 9, the need for independence. Sila yung mga taong ayaw nila nagdedepende sa ibang tao kasi gusto nila nagiging sila kung sino talaga sila kung ano talagang gusto nila is yun talaga. And gusto nila ding mapag-isa and yun, dinidistansan nila yung sarili nila, creating a wall from others. And number 10 was the need for perfection. Ito naman yung ito naman yung mga taong perfectionist and ayaw na ayaw nilang nagkakamali. And gusto nila is laging perfect kumbaga. And if ever man may makita silang mali sa sarili nila is inaayos na nila ito agad para hindi na to makita ng ibang tao. Kasi feeling nila nakakahiya yun and ayaw nila nakikita ng ibang tao yung imperfection nila. So, yun.
How neurotic needs affect behavior. Neurotic needs can lead to a behavior that is aggressive or antisocial. Neurotic needs may cause people to withdraw. A neurotic need can cause people to behave in ways that are compliant. Next is coping with neurosis. First, we have notice the effects of neurotic needs can be found or profound in the impact of individuals' mental health, relationship, and overall well-being. Second, reframe your thinking. Involves changing the way you interpret or respond to a situation. It is a technique often used in cognitive behavior therapy to challenge negative or unhelpful thoughts and replace them with more realistic or balanced perspective. Third, practice mindfulness. Involves paying attention to the present moment in a non-judgmental way. It can help reduce stress, increase awareness, and improve emotional regulations. Fourth, focus on relationship. Means giving it all full attention and being present with your partner, which can enhance connection, communication, and understanding. Last, talk to a professional, such as therapist or counselor, can be a helpful way to address personal challenges and gain new insight and improve mental well-being. Thank you.